Hey, what's good, everybody? This is the In Your Face show, and I'm bringing that fire. And I'm coming to you live with a good special guest, my main man, my tough guy, my bodyguard. No, my security.
I
Hey,
actually
my
get that
main man,
sometimes.
Mr. Magnus, Andrew Magnus. What's up?
Andrew Mangum. There you go, brother. Yeah.
What's good with you? Introduce yourself, brother.
Hey, guys. What's up? My name is Andrew Mangum. If you're not familiar with my work, I've been in the industry for 20 years now. I've got books under DC, Dark Horse, Image, Zenoscope, Arcana Comics, American Mythology, Amaryl Entertainment, Dynamite. I'm a cover artist for Eve Learning, and my project that's coming out pretty soon from Emerald Dark Entertainment is a relaunch of Razor, which you see behind me. Um, that's about it. I've worked as an inker and an illustrator. I'm predominantly an illustrator, and I've co-plotted some books. Uh, that's where we roll.
Okay, okay, okay. So, how many years you been in this industry, my brother?
I started, like I said, 20 years ago, so to 2021. Yeah, 21. Yeah, so maybe over 20 years now. I started off as an inker, picking up pretty much any gig I could for $10 a page, $15 a page, and that's on top of working a real job, and having a wife and a baby, uh, and just going to every show. I'd go to every little Wizard World, and I would pay. I'd go with just enough cash. We didn't have shit, so I'd go just as enough cash to like pay for parking and my ticket, and I'd go in and I would just show my ink samples everywhere. And at first, I wanted to illustrate and ink, so do both. And I had a lot of professionals that I look up to that kind of took me under their wing, and they were real fucking harsh with me. They kind of said, hey, you need to pick which one you're going to go with. You need to either focus on being an inker or focus on penciling, because you're not really going good with both right now. And that kind of hurt my pride a little bit, but the way I grew up, that's just how you have to handle yourself. So
Right.
I went the route of being an inker because the notion was that I could get in as an inker and work for every little book out there, and it would teach me how to handle deadlines, and it would help me learn from working off of pencilers. So you get a little bit from everybody's style, basically. Most importantly, though, it gives you published material. So then I would ink these books, and I would then take these indie books to Wizard Worlds, and I would show off my books and use those as basically a portfolio. And I worked as an inker, and then in 2006, um, I had taken over illustrating a book that was going to be published through Ape Entertainment, and it was called Nick Storm Monster Hunter. And I went from inking the book for $10, $15 a page to they offered me to illustrate it because the penciler left. And I was like, well, yeah, and they'll pay me $20 a page. And dude, that's again on top of a fucking full time job and a wife and baby. And I'd take anything you gave me as long as it's paid gig and you weren't asking me to draw people getting raped or anything. Um, so I started drawing this book, and I bought me a table at a wizard show, and Raven Gregory came by me. I was a big fan of Raven's book, The Gift. It's a fucking badass book. And Raven Gregory walked by my table, and he saw these werewolves that I draw that I did for this book, and he was like, "Shit." He's like, "Man, if I could get you a gig next week," and I was like, "What?" And he had moved on from The Gift and was writing Zenoscope. And so everybody tells you shit. Everybody tells you they're gonna hook you up and they're gonna do this and this, and you learn to just fucking believe it when it happens. And he got my
Yeah,
email.
I hate that fucking shit.
Yeah, yeah. He got my email, and fucking that was over the weekend, and by Wednesday, I got a fucking email from Ralph Tedesco, one of the publishers at Zenescope, and they offered me Grim Fairy Tales number 16, and I was fucking floored. And then that got on Wizards' top 10 indie list. And then at that point, Wizard kind of acknowledged me as a real artist, and they started giving me tables and I started going to all the after parties, and it kind of made me real. So I stayed at Zenescope for a while, illustrating and inking books. And then at that point, kind of like kept climbing the ladder and just moving my way up. And I would ink a couple books here for people if I liked the artist or if I just frankly needed the extra money. But I started pushing on my own illustrations. Uh, I went back. I landed an inking gig at DC in 2009. I was hitting a real hard time in 2009. I was diagnosed with cancer, and during that battle, uh, a buddy of mine was at DC pretty much full time, and he asked me, whether I got this gig out of pity, because I was, on my deathbed, or I was talented. I don't know. Either way, it was a blessing. But he pretty much asked me if I wanted to come on board and ink a cover, and I was like, well, yeah. And I got an email from my editor at DC, uh, and they offered me that Doom Patrol cover for Blackest Night. So I inked for DC for a while, again, while illustrating my own stuff and staying on top of kind of both. I never wanted to be an inker full time, because I felt like being an inker, you're kind of the bassist of the band. You're kind of easily replaced, and nobody really cares about you sometimes. Only the true fans really know what the inkers do. But yet there are some inkers that I'm a huge fan of, like Danny Meeke and Chance Wolfe and Matt Banning and Kevin Conrad. These are all guys that I love their work, and they're just as much artists as the pencilers they've worked for. In fact, they've finished and they've made some of the books that we love.
Right.
Anyway, I'm rambling now, dude.
It's cool. It's cool, man. Hey, I ramble a lot too, so fuck it. Anyway, so when you was at these conventions, right? What did you first do? What was your first reaction to a big convention like that?
Well, I mean, when I was starting off, conventions were different than they are now. Um, it was more about comic books, the creators, less about. And again, I'm gonna, I might hurt some feelings here, so I'm sorry, but not sorry. Uh, the conventions necessarily weren't about, cosplay guests and print artists. The conventions were about comic book creators and the publishers, and it was about comic books. And they had some celebrity guests and whatnot, Ron Perlman, people that were appearing in comic book movies. Um, Conventions now are different. It's all about the celebrities and the cosplay and all this shit, and the comic book stuff takes a back seat. Um, I got a show next month, Fan Expo Dallas, which I love that show. It's a great show. Um, and last year they had a celebrity cancel, and so many people were just so ass hurt over that. And I came in on the thread and I was like, hey, well, there's tons of comic book creators that are going to be at the show that you could still go talk to. And this person did not give a shit. And I was like, well, guys, these shows wouldn't be here if it wasn't for these comic book creators. All these movies that people love, they're there because of creators that created the books. That's what
Yeah.
sparked the fire for Hollywood. So to answer your
Hmm.
question, I mean, like as far as handling the shows, um, God, dude, I don't handle them too well now just because of the demographics change. So many fans just they walk by and you're looking at stuff that you just didn't see. I want it to be more about comic books and comic book creators and less about the pop culture. But I know we have to learn how to blend it together just to keep the revenue and the people coming in. Um, I don't know, dude. Like I said, shows were different when I started. I love those shows. I miss those shows. Um, about it, dude. I mean,
Fuck it, fuck it. Well, super disappointed last year when I went. I have a somebody sent the comment. Super disappointed last year when I went to my very first big con. There was maybe 5% comic creators. Damn,
yep.
damn, that's
You know,
small.
what what hurts? I know a lot of creators that have backed out of shows because you go to these shows, and if you're a seasoned vet and you have credits behind you, you go to these shows, and because the way the shows are handled, and again, I may offend people, so I don't care, but I'm sorry. Um, you go to these shows, and there's so many print artists, whether they're thieves or they're just selling their prints. And by thieves, I mean people, motherfuckers that have like ripped your artwork from online and changed the color tones, and they're selling it as their own prints, and they just digitally take your signature off, which that's happened to me once. I love walking through Artist Alley shows and just pointing motherfuckers out. Um, but anyway, but these shows,
Hold on, hold on,
spectators.
hold on. Rewind, rewind. I heard, I heard that artist Ali. I
Do
heard that
what?
artist Ali. I heard artist Ali was cool and all. I didn't know it was a bunch of thieves, dog.
Dude, I'm just telling you. You walk through Artist Alley, and we're talking about the upstarts. Not all of them are good, dude. Not all of them are true comic book creators or new comic book creators that are aspiring to create new worlds. A lot of them are just people fucking hustling prints. There's one dude that sets up at shows, and I've seen him a few times, and every one of his prints is literally just a silhouette of a character, and you can tell, oh, that's Jim Lee's Batman silhouette. Like I know by looking at the silhouette, oh, that's fucking Jim Lee's Batman right there. And he silhouettes it, so it's just a black silhouette. Then he puts a colorful logo of the book behind it. The motherfucker sells these prints $20 a pop at shows. It's insulting. And I walk by, and I'm like, hey, dude, did you draw that? And he's like, oh, well, it's my art. I'm like, you didn't answer my fucking question. Did you draw that? You know? And, and if you get too abrasive with these people, it could go south. So a lot of creators have just either quit going to shows because it's hard for us to make money at these shows when we go to the shows and we're competing essentially against the print artists and stuff like that. Spectators come into these shows, and they walk through Artist Alley, and they see, what they believe are comic book creators, and they see their prints, and like, oh, you draw Spider-Man, and this person's going to say yes to them, so they can make a buck. And then they buy their $20 11 by 17 colored Spider-Man print when this motherfucker has never worked for fucking Marvel, Disney at all. So I don't think they have a right to fucking sell those prints. Um,
Wow.
so the spectators walk through the show, and they see all this cool artwork, and then they get over to the where the pros are sitting, and they look at my work or guys sitting next to me, and I've seen this shit happen to not just me, and they're like, wow, are these prints? And they'll flip through my portfolio. I'm like, no, all those are original published pages and covers. Well, how much do you want for this? I'm like, and I'll give them the price. And they're like, whoa. I'm like, well, yeah, it's a one of a kind published piece of artwork. You're never going to make a print of that. Well, do you have prints? I'm like, no, I'm not a rip off print artist. Well, do you have any Deadpool prints? No, because I never fucking worked for Marvel. I have no right to make Deadpool prints. I feel comfortable making prints of DC shit because you can find work from DC Comics with my name on it. So I feel like I'm not ripping people off if I do DC prints because I'm associated with that. Um, anyway, say I'm rambling.
Uh, See, and that's the thing, man. Like I've never like I hold up. Let me share my experience because I've actually had a guy try to steal my shit before. Try to steal Jarhead and shit like that with the
Okay.
with the original cover. The original cover was just Jarhead on the front and with his gun and shit like that, right? But the dude turned around and tried to take it and recolor it and
Yeah.
make it seem like it was like his. But what he did not know is one of my friends knew was working that I was working with him at the time. And he came and the guy that he tried to get to color it came back and told me what he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
And
not shocking.
dog, if you would have saw that cover, you would have been like, sure, rip off. Like, damn. Like, I mean, so rip off that you would know is a rip off. If you looked
Yeah.
at my original cover of Jarhead, you would be like, yes, that's a rip off. Like, there was no renders, no beautiful colors. Nah, this was some flat ass circus Joker type shit. And I'm like, this is not what Jarhead is all about. What the fuck? He ain't no fucking clown. And it just pissed me off because the way he did that. And I knew who it was that did it. And my boy told me about it. And I went to approach him. And he was like, to approach the dude that did that, tried to steal it. And I approached him about it. And he was like, no, I never tried to do that. And I'm like, he must think I'm stupid. He must really think I'm stupid. I didn't show him
Yeah.
the rip off or anything. All I did was sat back and was like, "You're right, right," and I got him blacklisted.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him ever since. But uh, the fact is that in my heart, like when people steal shit, and I see a lot of shit on Facebook too, a lot of shit, and I see a lot of guys stealing shit, and I'm like, are you serious? Why do you feel the need to steal somebody's shit when you could just make your own?
Yeah. Dude,
What's the use?
I the whole theft of artwork, I think that goes. I got into it with somebody at a show one time. It was again a print artist, and I walked up to his table, and you can Google Brandon Lee the Crow. Okay, you remember the Crow, Brandon Lee, right?
Yeah, that's
Right.
basically something. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. If you Google Brandon Lee the Crow, I guarantee you on the first fucking page, you're gonna see a shot of Brandon Lee looking over his shoulder. His hair's kind of hanging down, and it's a photo. Well, if you zero in on that photo, you can keep flipping through Google search and you will see artwork posted, and it's that photo traced over and then colored differently, and then traced over and then in a different tint on that one. And it's fucking sad because if you were to walk through a show with me, I fucking guarantee you we can walk through Artist Alley and go through all these print artists, and you could be like, oh look, there's the fucking Brandon Lee Crow picture, colored differently. Oh hey, look, there's Joaquin Phoenix. There's a picture of Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. They colored it differently. Oh, there's Heath Ledger as the Joker. And this one guy went up to him, and he had this big fucking wall of prints, and some of them looked photorealistic. It's like, oh wow, you're fucking really talented. Myself as an artist, I'm like, that motherfucker traced that. And I go, and then he had others that looked really crude, like like shit I would have drawn in junior high, bad. And I go, hey, how come that Jason Voorhees is right there? Because there was a print of Jason like holding a machete. I go, hey, how come that Jason Voorhees looks different? It's like a different style than the Michael Myers face, because he traced a picture of one of the movie posters for Halloween. And he goes, oh, well, that's a different style I do. I go, no, I think that fucking Jason Voorhees is your real artwork, and that shit you just trace. He's like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know the fuck I'm talking about. Draw that realistic shit right here in front of me. I will fucking pay you. Draw me that real shit right there. And he's like, you couldn't afford me. I'm like, I just fucking walked away. And the thing is, It's like, what if I was scouting for editors that I know? What if I was walking through Artist Alley? Because I've passed books on, I've picked up books from people's, tables, aspiring creators with their own properties. I've picked up books and I don't introduce myself. I just buy the book because I think it looks fucking cool. And I've passed their name on to editors at Dynamite and at other publishers. You never fucking know who you're talking to. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
anyway, people are just fucking funny at these shows, dude.
Wow. Okay, so that on to another subject. That's crazy, man. That's wild. So, do you deal with how would you handle cyberbullying? Your thoughts. How would you handle it? Because I know how I handle it. I handle it on some
Cyberbullying,
shit.
cyberbullying is to me, dude, is fucking simple. Is fucking logging off fucking Facebook. Um, Sadly, we live in an age where technology fucking dominates so much. And I had, and you want followers and you want subscribers and you want this, and we live in a fucking age of technology, which is great and fucking hurtful at the same point. Um, as far as cyberbullying, I think bullying, and again, I may upset people here, but don't care. And I've told my fucking kids the same shit. Um, I think bullying is healthy to a degree. Okay. Um, I grew up getting picked on. Um, I had fucking two choices: cry and crumble, and fucking that's going to prepare me for this fucking shit world we live in, or fucking know how to laugh at yourself, know what follies and shit you suck at, and embrace it and get better and laugh at it before other people will laugh at it. So as far as cyberbullying, that's a whole fucking new world. We had a fucking in so many. There's so many keyboard warriors out there. We had an incident with my son when he was in high school, where in Arizona, like keep in mind we're in Texas, in Arizona, uh, somebody went into like a state park and defaced like the stone inside a cave, and they tagged their name Gabriel Mangum, and
Wow.
the local news channel talked about the what happened to this state. Well, all the Facebook detectives, you know, typed in Gabriel Mangum and found my son's fucking Facebook page. And he's fucking like a sophomore or junior in high school, dude. And, you know, they share a link to his fucking Facebook page on that news channel's Facebook feed about this fucking shit. And they go, "This is the guy that did it. He looks like an anarchist. He looks like a troublemaker." My son's fucking sophomore, freshman in high school. He's got the fucking, the fucking rock hands up and shit. My son's more intense than I am. And all of these fucking Facebook fucking, detective, cyberbully motherfuckers started fucking attacking my kid online. And Gabriel came into my office and he was like, "Dad, this guy just messaged me telling me that I should die and I should know what I did was wrong and I need to go to jail." And I'm like, "What the fuck? What'd you do?" It's like, "I didn't do anything." And he got another message from another person saying, "You should be ashamed of yourself and people like you are hurting this world," and just talking horrible shit. One person messaged him saying that he should have his ass beat. And I'm like, that's when the dad in me kicks in. I'm like, "All right, fuckers, I dare any of you motherfuckers on this keyboard to come into my fucking front yard, step on my fucking property, and fucking threaten my child in front of me. I fucking dare you, you know?" And Gabriel finally messaged this one of the people back and was like, "Hey, what do you think I did?" And they shared a link to the article and the photo of the name tagged on the wall, Gabriel Mangum. And Gabriel comes back and he's like, "Fucker, I live in Texas. I've never been to Arizona." And then if you type Gabriel Mangum in fucking Facebook, there's like fucking 30 of them, you know? And, was my son cyberbullied there? Well, yeah. And what did I do as a dad? I said, "Son, fucking just don't look at your fucking Facebook page right now. Let me handle it." I fucking contacted that news channel and I flat out fucking told them, "Hey, because of y'all's fucking ignorance and all your motherfuckers out there that fucking think they're keyboard warriors and detectives, my son's now getting harassed by strangers online." And they were real apologetic. They called me and they censored their story. But as far as cyberbullying, the first thing I told him as a dad, fucking don't go on Facebook. Don't look
Right.
at it. Because none of these fuckers are sitting in your fucking front yard. Most of the
Right.
time, all these people that talk shit online would never fucking say this shit to your face. You know, you see that
Right. Right.
the recently, Mike Tyson beat that dude's ass on a plane. Um, you know, right there's an example. That motherfucker sitting behind Mike Tyson was taunting him and talking shit and talking shit and talking shit. And fucking Tyson finally stands up and beats the dude's ass. Fucking deserves it. You know, today's culture has taught people that you can fucking air your dirty laundry online and say all the shit you want, and you're entitled to that. And that's fucking great, dude. Like, I share shit on Facebook that people disagree with. Um, I had somebody come up to me at a show and they're like, if you weren't one of those NRA guys, I would totally like your work. And I'm like, well, that's kind of fucked up that because I like the freedom to, protect myself, you don't want to like my artwork. But it's people like that. They're so fucking judgmental and they cast their opinion out instantly on shit. And they want to argue with you. They want to bully you into submission. And you just got to fucking say fuck off and keep going.
Right. Right. And that's why, in the industry, yo, that's why I learned to, because a lot of these a lot of those people that does that shit are bitch made, and that's why I feel that a lot of them, it's a lot of them in a fucking comic book industry. I swear to Jesus Christ on the cross, I cannot stand that shit. Like, I can't stand it. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you a little story, right? I'm friends with some social justice warriors. I'm friends with Comicsgate people, right? A lot of people got mad at me because I wasn't choosing sides. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, and I went into a group. I went to this group, right? And they was bashing the dude, getting mad at him, yada 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 yada, right? So I'm sitting there defending his ass. He's Comicsgate, obviously. Okay, I thought he was my friend, right? So I say something like, and this is when COVID came out, right? And I say, I'm not getting vaccinated and all that shit. I don't trust that shit and da 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 da. Don't you know this motherfucker turned on me? And I found out, remember when it said, um, too many people can't be in the parks and all that shit or whatever?
Dude, all
Too many,
that shit was all about fucking control. And everybody,
yeah,
sorry, I know people are going to fucking not like me on this one, but all that shit did, I'm sorry, you can get back in a second. All that shit did was the American fucking people show that they will fucking give up all their fucking freedoms and do exactly like Big Brother tells them to do just because they're told this is bad. Dude, for all those fucking time, that whole fucking time here in Texas, me and my kids, we were fucking rocking with no mask. I didn't give a fuck. We went into an Arby's, me and my daughter, we wanted lunch. I placed my order. I'm ready to pay fucking like $30 for my daughter and I to eat this fucking fast food sandwich place. And little girl took my order behind her plexiglass and her mask on. And there's a girl in the back cutting the meat for the sandwiches. She had her mask around her fucking chin. Then another girl comes walking up and she goes, "Excuse me, sir, do you have your mask?" And I go, "What?" And I'm ready to put my card in and pay. And I go, "What?" And she goes, "Do you have your mask?" I go, "No, but I got my fucking money." And I turned around and I fucking walked out. I didn't give a fuck, you know? So, anyway, so yeah. I'm sorry, dude. I cut you off, but yeah. So
No, no,
people
you good,
fucking
you good.
turned on you because, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. People turned on me because because I was defending him. And don't you know this motherfucker had the balls to fucking rat on the people that was in the park that was in big crowds and shit. Like, are you fucking you gonna pass the fucking park and you see all these people in the crowds because you're supposedly health conscious and you don't want to catch COVID? Get the fuck out of here. I never caught
You,
COVID or anything.
Nope, I never did either, dude. My job, my day job, we fucking getting tested fucking twice a week, dude. I got nose assaulted twice a week. When all this shit happened, I'm in the healthcare industry. When all this shit happened, the National Guard was doing it. So you got a fucking 20-year-old kid shoving this fucking 4-inch fucking Q-tip up your fucking nose, touching the back of your throat, and everything. People were terrified of this shit. And even then, as soon as I fucking clocked out, dude, my mask came off. I'm at Walmart. Fucking, we were at Walmart one time, and this lady was in front of me, and she was a larger than me, we'll say, and she made the snide comment, and she said it loud enough for me to hear it. And she goes, "Some people don't care about other people's health." And my daughter was like, "Daddy, she's talking about you." Because none of us had our masks on. We don't give a fuck. You want to walk away from me because you fucking feel like you're in danger. Fucking walk away. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so she says some people don't care about other people's health, and my daughter's like, "Daddy, she's talking about you." I go, "Ava, I don't give a shit if she's talking about me." I go, "Some people need to be more worried about diabetes and dying of a heart attack than fucking catching a fucking virus. Viruses were fucking around before COVID was weaponized. You know what I mean? And how come it's mysteriously gone away? I know people that were bitching about, oh, you got to wear your mask. You got to wear your mask. And I've seen the same motherfuckers at conventions now as fans with no masks on. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I thought you were scared of COVID. What changed? It's still out there. The virus is still there. The difference is the fucking news isn't broadcasting that you have to wear your mask, And it's fucking
Right.
horseshit. It's stupid, you know?
And,
Anyway, but as far as the Comicsgate shit, dude, people turning on you. I've had people ask me, like that they see shit that I post. I got a beard. I have tattoos. I'm opinionated. And they're like, oh, are you one of them? I'm like, and at first I didn't know what the fuck that was. Apparently
yeah.
my name was mentioned on somebody's live show that I'm a creator that could be Comicsgate. And I came out and I made a comment on Facebook, and I was like, this is kind of like when it was kind of first stopped popping up. And I was like, what is this Comicsgate thing? 'Cause I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And everybody's like, oh no, don't join that group. That's a horrible group. It's haters. And I'm like, all y'all need to grow the fuck up. This is just comic books, for God fucking sake. You know, it's like, oh, this creator is a fascist and this creator is a racist. What the fuck? How's this creator a racist? I know some of these guys, and these are motherfuckers that through a divorce that I just had to go through, these people stood by my kids and I through this fucking horrible time in our lives. Other people didn't. So these evil Comicsgate people who just fucking want to make cool comic books, they checked on my kids and I when shit hit the fan in my family. The other motherfuckers didn't. Um, the other motherfuckers are the ones that are super fucking judgmental and turn on you and talk shit to you. The quote Comicsgate people just want to fucking make cool shit. That's all I want to do, dude. I just want to make cool shit. I don't align myself with anybody. I just fucking draw cool shit. That's all I want. It's
Hmm.
gay to fucking like label yourself this, label yourself that. I got a friend that came out as Comicsgate, and dude, he was fucking crucified online, and he had you know longtime friends fucking turn on him, and I'm like, how fucking sad. And again, dude, at the end of the day, you fucking turn off your fucking computer and you keep drawing, and none of this shit matters. You're just fucking making shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can understand how people talking shit about you will affect your income, though. I mean, going through my life changes recently with, like I said, a divorce. I've had industry friends and like show promoters um, drink the Kool Aid of the of the ex, and they've kind of turned from me. And again, because in today's culture, the man is always wrong and the man is the bad guy. And I made a Facebook post recently because I'm fucking sick of it. I'm sick of people, being so fucking hateful and judgmental. And let's all fucking get along and fucking make cool shit.
Right. And that, bro, and this is the thing, man. Like, it's like this. Whether COVID is out there or whether it's not, I'm still living my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting out there working, still getting out there busting my ass. I'm not afraid of this, nor will I ever be, because the only thing I'm afraid of is my God above. Other than that,
Yeah.
I ain't afraid of shit. And to be honest with you, in all honesty, I ain't gonna say I ain't afraid of shit. I'm not. I'm just gonna say I ain't afraid of that. But I'm just say because a lot of this shit in the industry, man, there's a lot of guys in the industry that don't give a fuck about nobody but them fucking self. And to be
Yeah.
honest, and there was a guy, right, that said, I said I'm not getting vaccinated and all that shit, right? One dude came on my post that I knew. He was like, "Oh, you ain't getting vaccinated?" Oh, then all of a sudden, the motherfucker was like, "Oh, you ain't getting you was vaccinated when you was little. You didn't even know it, nigga. We was kids. How the fuck we supposed to know that,
Yep.
nigga? Kids gonna agree to anything you say. Anything you
Yeah.
say, they're going to agree to it. Oh, you say, okay, you tell them jump off that bridge, they're gonna jump off the bridge. You tell them don't touch that stove, some of them gonna wind up touching the stove. All right?
You know, dude, my thing is like, as far as like the vax thing or wear your fucking stupid mask. If you want to fucking go get all these fucking vaccines and you want to wear your fucking piece of cloth over your face because you think it protects you. And what's funny is when you see motherfuckers out there, and being in Texas, I got a lot of quote rednecks around me and where I live, and I love rednecks, by the way. Um, but you got all these fucking dudes that got their fucking surgical mask over their beard, and it's like that virus is still seeping in through the pores and through your hair on your face. It's not sealed perfectly around your face. It's still getting in your eyes. And viruses were around before. Again, the government told you how evil this is. And I just, if you want to wear your mask and go get vaccinated and protect yourself that way, that's fucking great. Go be you. Go live in a bubble. I don't give a fuck. Just don't tell me how to live my life. Just as I believe that every healthy person mentally and a law-abiding citizen should be able to defend themselves. So the first time somebody tells me that I shouldn't conceal carry or something like that, I'm going to tell them to fuck off because that makes me feel better because I can protect myself and my children and everybody around me. Now, that being said, that goes along with your masks and your vaccines. If you feel like wearing a mask and getting a vaccine fucking protects you from the evils of the world, fucking have at it. Just don't fucking tell me to do it just because you want me to.
Yeah. See, nowadays, and I'm gonna say it like this. Nowadays, the comic book industry is ran by fucking simp ass people, simp ass motherfuckers, simps that is soft as putty, and I'm gonna say soft as fucking putty, and they know it. So they use their power. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing too. If I see somebody at a convention that I do not like, that I know that disrespected me, I'ma haul off and I'ma slap one of these fucking ass. Just saying. Just saying. I'ma slap the shit out of them. All hand, all palm. Okay.
You gonna
Just
Will
saying.
Smith them?
Just saying. Just saying. I'ma say his name and I'ma say it right now. House Vans, I'ma slap the shit out you when I see you. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. I don't give a fuck how old you is. You shouldn't have disrespected him. Slap the shit out you. Anyway, what I'm saying is that us as people need to stick together. You know what I'm saying? The when I just said that, it's something personal between me and that motherfucker and a couple other people who tried to who was a racist bigot and got mad at me because I was standing up for what is right. You know what I'm saying? And you remember when what's that dude Floyd, whatever his name is, Floyd something something something, got killed, right? And you remember, right? Andrew,
No, which time? What time? What's the case?
where the cop was sitting on the guy's neck.
Oh, the back of the knee. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. When that happened, right? You seen all the black folks, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Rioting and everything, and some people worried about they fucking them vandalizing and shit like that, then vandalizing the fucking city and shit like that. What they don't
Hmm.
understand is that how you gonna get mad at a person who's been oppressed? You know what I'm saying? How can you keep a person in a cage and expect them not to fucking go crazy? You take a monkey out of the fucking zoo or out of the cage and out of captivity. What do you think they're gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're being now, and Andrew, and I know you've been through this, bro. You've been racial profiled, haven't you? You've been
Oh
treated
yeah.
racially, right?
But what's
Okay,
funny though, dude, is people tend to not say anything. I can wear a shirt.
exactly.
Like, dude, I can wear a shirt that says "Baby Lives Matter," and I get some looks depending on what part of the city I'm in. But they fucking just don't say. I've had people flat out fucking say, "Well, after they started talking to me, they're like, well, you're a lot nicer than I thought you would be." I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you seem very intense and you seem like you'd be mean. And dude, I had somebody fucking tell me that, well, you're racist, aren't you? And I'm like, why the fuck am I racist? Well, you look like you're racist. What the fuck's that supposed to mean? At the
Right.
time I had a fucking
It,
black brother-in-law. My mom's Spanish. What the fuck do you mean I look racist? You're fucking racist for saying that shit, stupid. You know?
all right.
And it just I'm fucking sick of it all, dude. I just we
Right.
all fucking bleed red. We all need to fucking get our shit together because this whole fucking like cultural fucking difference thing, I'm a believer, dude, that it's fucking controlled and we are being pushed against each other to distract us from other shit happening.
True. And thing about it
You
is,
know?
man, is that in all honesty, it's like it trickled down into the comic book industry where
Oh yeah.
like that racist shit, and I just being honest, man. Like I'm for Black Lives Matter. I'm for it, but I'm not for it to the point to where it's taking over my whole life. It's going crazy. Black Lives Matter. It matters to a point, man. It matters. All lives matter, of course. But to that time, at that time, that black person's life didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying, right? Like that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. At that time, everybody's lives matter. Of course it does. Oh hell yeah. I love everybody. And I would never, white, black, green, blue, purple, yellow, black, Asian, Puerto Rican, alien. I love everybody. I just want people to understand like we need to come together and love each other. And like to be honest, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. People may not like what I said. People may not like how I said it, but Black Lives Matter, yes. White Lives Matter, yes. Green Lives Matter, yes. But when a person dies in front of you, when a person dies and he's not given the oxygen from his lungs because you're sitting on his fucking neck, and it's a white dude, an Asian dude, and another white dude, right? And he's just sitting on the neck, and nobody did anything. People were scared, All lives matter. I just said that. You get what I'm saying? I just said that. All lives
Yeah.
matter. But what I'm saying is, did that person's life matter at that time? No, because he was still sitting on his neck. If it mattered, he would have got off his neck because he was crying out. But that trickled down into the industry, to the comic book industry, where we rule that shit, and it destroyed our fucking industry with that bullshit. Now I'm not racist at all. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna treat a white man bad just because his ancestors treated my ancestors bad. No, I'm gonna love that motherfucker. I'm not gonna treat a Spanish guy
I mean,
bad because his ancestors treated my ancestors
dude,
bad. No,
hey, I will never, and I've upset people this way. I will never fucking say I'm sorry for shit I didn't do. Um, I am not going to apologize for something that happened 100 years ago because I didn't do it. So fuck off. You know what I mean? I don't expect you to apologize for it. You know, for anything that you didn't do. You should say
exactly.
fuck off. We all need to fucking get our shit together because again, dude, all of this shit is pushed as an agenda, and it's the system is against all of us. Okay, they want these people to hate these people. So while they're fucking fighting and bickering, the higher ups that fucking control the money and the gas prices and everything, they can keep taking away all of our freedoms. And if we're distracted and fucking bickering with each other, they can do all the shit they want in the background. Does that make sense? And then when we're done fucking doing our shit and battling, they can swoop in and fucking take control and fucking clean the streets and say they're doing it for all of our safety. And it's fucking horseshit. We all just need to band together and fucking be Americans because that's what we are, fucking first and foremost.
Right. And to be honest, I love everybody, and I want everybody to be safe. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that everybody's cool. But we as people, how the hell can we say we're free if we're living like? How the hell can we say that we're free as a civilization when we're being controlled like puppets,
Yep.
easily manipulated? How? That's what I'm saying. How? You know, and that's why I said me and you, we think alike, man. And that's why I said to people, I'm not here to judge anybody. That's why I let you on the show to come on the show and just be you. And you've been you. And that's what the In Your Faces show is all about. It's about coming on the show and just fucking laying it all out on the table. You know what I'm saying? Throw the mess. Let it right there. Lay it all out on the table. Say it how you say it. Say what the fuck you want to say, how the fuck you want to say it. And that is the way comics supposed to be. Not
Yep.
about being soft and being a bitch and being an asshole and towards people and that all that shit. You know what I'm saying? When people act like an asshole, you do realize, bro, that is a presentation that you're presenting to the younger people coming up. And they will trickle that, they will look at that and they'll be like, oh, I want to be like him. And then when they finally meet the motherfucker, he's an asshole. He's a
Yep.
dick. He's a dick in the ass without no grease. You know what I mean? And I just don't get it. I don't get how people can be so assholish, Like, have you ever been in this point into a point where we're like, and also, hold up, that let me jump off of this that real quick. I can't talk about Marvel and DC's movies and all that shit because I don't watch that shit like that. Really, I don't watch it like that because it's not intriguing to me. What's intriguing to me is getting people out, putting people that deserve to be out, putting people that need to be out, putting people that's trying to get out. You know what I'm saying? Out, giving people the spotlight that need the spotlight, that's working for it, that's hungry for it. Talking about Marvel and DC, all it's doing is putting money into their pocket. Hmm? Am I wrong or
Yeah.
right?
No, no, dude.
It's not forging the fucking indie circuit. It's not building us up. You know what I'm saying? All I see every day is somebody doing a Marvel sketch or Black Panther sketch or a Batman Superman sketch. I get it. You want to get picked up by Marvel, but in all reality, do they give a fuck about you?
No, because you're just a number. Unless they're profiting off you, you're just a number, dude. So that's why, you know, I'm not telling any young new creator to turn down a gig. You know, if your passion is to always do at least one Batman story or one Wolverine story or whatever, fucking cool. Do that. But, you know, more creators need to step up and do their thing and create for themselves to forge a path for the future.
For themselves.
Yeah.
And that see, this is the thing, by a lot of the guys not doing that, all it's doing is keeping assholes and it's like basically keeping a fucking bad president in office when you know he's bad for your fucking civilization. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How you gonna have a devil in and take a and put another devil? How you gonna take a devil out, one devil out, and put another devil in? It's retarded. So you know, I don't know. I know I was rambling on that part. I know I was rambling on that part. But what I was trying to say though is we as people are not connecting. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I want people to understand that if you're not putting your legacy out there and building yourself and putting yourself out there, 10 to 1, you're not hungry enough. You're not hungry enough. You know what I mean? And
No, it's true.
people may not like what you're saying, bro, but in all honesty, at the end of the day, everybody got their own opinion. What's wrong with having your own opinion?
No, I agree. I mean, and you don't have to fucking bitch and bicker about it. You know, if somebody's talking and you disagree with shit they're saying, you don't got to fucking get all ass hurt and fucking attack them. Just let them say their piece. And if you want to engage them and throw your opinion out there and have a civil conversation, then cool. Maybe you'll teach them something. Maybe they'll teach you something. But if you don't want to have any of that interaction, just fucking keep your mouth shut and listen and go on your way.
Exactly, man. And that's why it's like we teetering on a thin line, man. And like
Like,
that's what
listen, like
go
we all got beef with people. Um,
ahead.
you know, you mentioned the individual that you wanted to slap. Um, I don't know what's the backstory is on that. All I know is from my experience that that individual has been really fucking cool with me and always pushes my work and supportive. So that's all I know. Uh, so that person's been cool to me. I am not you, and I don't have your experiences. So opposed to me interjecting when you mentioned that, I'm going to listen to your piece and I'm going to hear what's up. And because you have a totally fucking different life experience, you know, and it's not cool for me to step up and be like, "Oh no, you're fucking wrong. Don't fucking talk like that." Because I'm fucking not you. I don't know what you lived. I don't know what you went through. I want to hear your piece. I want to know what happened. And that's how we all fucking learn and grow together. You know what I mean?
Right. And this is the thing. The reason why I still have a beef with him is per se.
And like we and like you don't gotta talk about it if you don't want to. I don't matter to me. Like I said, dude, it's just I just tell
Nah,
you
nah,
like
nah,
straight up like go ahead.
nah. The thing is, is that like this. People, it's like in this world, and there's a lot of people in this industry that hate that motherfucker. and I know a lot of them that can't stand them. Right? To be honest, you know, see, it was at that time, man, when we were trying to get some change in this fucking world. This world is still fucking racist as it is, and you know, like, and you're gonna make a comment and say, "Oh, well, they shouldn't be trying to vandalize other people's shit," and da 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 da. Nigga, how can you expect a person that has been in a cage in captivity and treated like a fucking slave all their fucking lives and or people? How can you enslave a people and captivize a people and expect them not to revolt against you or fight you back? How can you expect? And he said something, some ignorant shit, and his boy came on my status and came at me, and they was both ganging up on me and try to muscle me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And disrespected me, and I didn't like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I said, if I see you, I'm gonna smack the shit out you. That's all I said. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to disrespect you or no, or anybody outside that, whatever, yada yada yada. But it's not just me who feel this way. It's a lot of other motherfuckers out in the industry that don't want it, that's not saying what I'm saying, that won't come out and say it. But I'm gonna come out and say it. I don't like that motherfucker. And there's a lot of people in this industry that I do not like. And I'm gonna tell the motherfucking truth. That's it. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. Because in this industry, you're not gonna bully me. You're not gonna cyberbully me. You're not gonna bully me anyway. You're not gonna muscle me. And that's just the way I feel, man. And I came into this industry to win and to come together with my brothers and sisters in this industry. You know what I'm
No, it
saying?
was cool. Like I said, and no, you didn't offend me. I was just putting it out there that like I don't have your life experiences, so it's not cool for me to fucking come at you guns blazing and be like, and talk and fucking, bounce off your show and be like, all right, that's it. You're talking shit about somebody I know, and me get all fucking pissy because again, I'm not you. I don't know what you fucking went through, and I don't because I don't like it when people fucking judge me. People have been judging me because of the divorce I just went through. I've been painted as this fucking like horrible man that fucking did this, this, and this. Well, if I'm the fucking horrible man, why are my fucking kids with me? Nobody fucking puts two and two together like that. And I've been judged, and I'm judged like you mentioned the whole like racial thing. Yeah, dude, fucking people fucking look at me and they're like, "Oh, you look a certain way." What the fuck way do I look? Shut the fuck up. You
Racial
know,
profile, basically. Yeah,
it's fucking
exactly.
bullshit, dude. It's like I look like one of those white people. I look like like when all that fucking shit and fucking the January 6th happened when everybody was led into the Capitol. I had people fucking message back, dude, are you at the Capitol? I'm like, fuck no, I got a fucking job. I got fucking responsibilities. I don't got time to fucking go protest or that shit. You know, I got fucking kids to take care of. I don't give a shit. Unless you were fucking coming down my street, I'm not gonna fucking get my shit and fucking you know defend anything. I'm gonna fucking take care of my kids. I want to take care of the people that take care of me. I don't give a fuck what color you are or whatever. If you're good to me, I'm good to you.
Right. And see, I like how we could sit and talk about conversations other than comics, and integrate it with comics and shit like that. Because whether people realize it or not, hip hop is it trickled down to hip hop, it trickled down to all types of fucking entertainment. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So is contaminated with it. You know what I'm saying? Race is bullshit. And that's why I said what I said. Us as people, come on now. Like, um, people don't like how they got gay characters making everything gay That's in Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Or in DC. People don't like it. I don't like it, but I'm not. Obviously, I'm not them. You know what I'm saying? Obviously,
Yeah.
I didn't like how they made Cyclops and Wolverine fucking kissing and fucking. Are you fucking
Yeah.
serious? You just fucking contaminated my whole childhood. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like that makes it that destroys what Wolverine is like. Oh, you still a badass, taking dick in the ass. That makes you a badass. That's a badass. Mm,
so
kiss another man. You still a badass, right? Okay. Everyone has a place in common. Of course they do. But make new characters that are gay. Why are you tarnishing the legacies of all the characters that you already made? Why? How one person gonna just come out gay without a story about it, without a backstory?
yeah, dude, my thing is like if I came out with a character and he was, let's say he's a badass vigilante, he's a Batman type character, and he fucking kicks ass, and he's aggressive, he's a hero, he's just fucking awesome. And at the end of the 4 issue miniseries, you see he goes back to his secret mansion base lair, and he gets out of his fucking uniform, crawls in bed, and his dude's laying there with him. You already vested yourself in the fact that he is a badass and he's a hero and he does all this fucking cool shit. And then you're like, oh shit, he's fucking into dudes. You don't care at that point because it wasn't shoved in front of your face. It wasn't about his sexuality. It was about him as a person. It's kind of like feminism. You know, when you watch the original Alien and Aliens movies, nobody I knew fucking got behind Sigourney Weaver and was like, you have to like her character because she's a fucking female. No, I and everybody I knew fucking saw this chick who, this woman who fucking was your average female, and she had to grow to become a badass. And then
Right.
all of us men were like, fuck yeah, she's fucking awesome. you know. And same thing with Sarah Connor in Terminator. We grew to be like, yeah, she's fucking badass. So if you took a character and you created a brand new character, and he's a fucking awesome character, he's a badass, and then you're like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, he's into dudes. Fucking cool, whatever. Do your thing. I don't give a
Right.
shit. Make
Right.
make me like the character. Don't make me like it because you tell me to, because it has to be this.
Exactly what I'm saying. They trying to force the gay agenda down your throat. They trying to force homosexuality down your throat and force
And
you to
dude,
like force you to.
dude, I may look a certain way, and people like, I've had this shit. I had some motherfucker tell me one time. He's like, so would you be okay? And this, I'm gonna step on another territory here, so I'm sorry. He'd be like, would you be okay with abortion if they could have seen that your son was gay in the womb? You probably would have aborted him, wouldn't you? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, well, men like you don't like gay men. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have gay friends. I got lesbian friends. I got bisexual friends. I don't give a fuck what you're doing as long as you're not hurting nobody. Don't
Exactly.
rub your shit on me. I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
As long as you ain't hurting nobody, I don't care.
Exactly.
Um, I just, and fucking, you could take the manliest of fucking man, John Wayne, say, okay, fucking Sam Jackson. I don't give a fuck. Both of them, okay, John Wayne, Keanu Reeves, and Sam Jackson, okay. If both of them at the end of the night go home and they put on a garter belt and some lingerie and they want to feel sexy, cool. I don't give a fuck because they are still who they are, and that's what we know of them. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's okay to fucking be you. That's what people are losing. Everybody wants to fucking claim their territory, create new shit, fucking make new stuff. Let's all just fucking get along and fucking quit bitching and pissing and moaning about everything.
Right. And see, this is the thing. It's like trying to force it. It's like trying to. It's like okay. It's like trying to force. It's like trying to force food down a baby's throat. You know it's going to regurgitate it back up. Why are you trying to force that food down that child's throat? You're not going to be able to retain it. You get what I'm saying? You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying, right? I don't
yeah,
understand a lot of people with their agendas. I really don't get it. Like that's like saying LeBron is good. It's like saying you saying LeBron is good and you just forcing it down people's throat, forcing it down people's throat, forcing it down people's throat, forcing it down people's throat. We get it. He's good. We get it. He's great. But I think Michael Jordan is better, right? And
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We're not forcing it down your throat. You know what I'm saying? Let's
Well,
agree to disagree. But people like to mad because you are saying something that they don't like or saying something other than what they want you to agree with. Yeah, that's wrong, man. Like I'm sorry, like, I just
hey,
don't
your
get
mic's
it,
acting
dude.
up.
Why? Why? You hear me
You hear
now?
me? Your mic's skipping around. Yeah, your mic's skipping around.
You hear me now?
There you go. Yeah, yeah. You sounded
All right.
like a Madonna or Lady Gaga video.
I
That's
see
not
it.
the
I see it. I see
representation I want from you.
it. But nah, man. To be honest with you, as a person, I've seen so much, man, in this industry. That's why I got a bad rap, man, for this industry, man, because it's not wholesome like it was before. You know what I mean? All this shit is so fucking everybody trying to force their own shit on you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but
And
what do you listen? Like, what do you do? Do you fucking walk away and just never fucking look at this shit that you enjoy again, or do you fucking make something that's better and fucking change it back to how you want it? You know, I had people who, when my kids were young, they're like, oh, I can't believe you wanted to bring children into this horrible world full of starvation and racism and war and this and that. And I'm like, well, how the fuck do you expect the world to get better if we don't bring better people into this world? And the only way to fucking do that is to create better fucking people who are fucking
right,
cool with everybody, who help everybody out. You know, I look a certain way, and people will think, "Oh, well, your son and your daughter maybe." No, no, my fucking two kids, dude. They fucking open doors for the elderly. They fucking, we were at a restaurant one time. My kids were young, and this old lady came over, and she said, I want to, is that your son? And we're like, well, yeah. And he was kind of walking back to the table. It's kind of like a buffet type thing. And this lady tells me and their mom that he did something very sweet, and we didn't even know he did this. He saw her struggling to carry both her tray and her husband's tray, that he took their trays to their table so she could push her husband in his wheelchair. I didn't even know my son did that. I was like, holy shit, wow, yeah, that is fucking really cool. I'm glad I fucking raised my long haired fucking rock star looking son to be a fucking morally good person. You know what I mean? And my daughter's the same fucking way. They may not look like they're fucking, gonna be super sweet, but we've fucking raised them to fucking be cool to fucking everybody. You know what I mean? Not fucking be cool because they want something from you. Be cool to fucking everybody. Treat people how you want to be fucking treated. You know what I mean?
you want to others as you would like it to be done to you. Right,
Yeah.
right. And I feel exactly what you're saying, man. But how about this? How about this? You know, everybody needs to understand that we are all equal. All of us are
Dude,
equal.
we're all brothers and sisters. Like I was told a long time ago again, um, going back to like when I started driving. Um, I remember my dad telling me, he's like, Andrew, he's like, you get pulled over late at night. you pull over anytime. Lower your windows on your truck, and you get your wallet out, you put it on the dash, and you keep your hands on the steering wheel. And he said, you say, sir, yes, sir, no, sir, and you keep your hands where it's visible. Because if that police officer doesn't feel safe, he will shoot you dead. And dude, I was like, well, I fucking what? You know that in dude, the few times I've gotten pulled over, I'm dude, fucking hands are up there, and I'm like, yes sir, no sir, you know. And I've had officers, be opinionated towards me because again, I look a certain way, and it just we all need to be fucking cool with each other and respect each other and fucking treat people how we want to be treated. We need to quit acting like fucking victims. We need to be fucking strong and unified. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we're gonna only have each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's all it. When the shit hit the fan, that's all we're gonna have is each other. That's it. You know. But it's you, there's a certain part in the show that I give you 60 minutes to fucking promote your shit and to give advice to the people that's up and coming that needs advice that that's coming up in this industry. Go.
Dude, just to promote my stuff again, any of y'all, watching want to follow my artwork, you can go to Facebook and I have a Andrew Mangum art page. Give that page a like and share it. Um, Again, I don't get, some shares because again, I go against the grain on certain topics and I offend people because I go against the grain on those topics. So if you like what you see in my artwork, fucking like the page, share it for me, please. Um, as far as advice, you know, I want to see people be better than they are. Uh, Whether we're talking about being a comic book creator or being a human being, I'm extremely judgmental in all areas. I admit that. God forgive me. That's a bad thing. But really, is it bad? Um, I hold myself to a high standard as a man and as a dad. Those are the two best jobs I have is to be a man and a dad. Um, I'm very critical of parents. I'm very critical of men, and I hold all of them to standards. Um, as far as being creators, I hold y'all to standards that I think I hold myself to. I don't ever want to give my fans anything I don't want my favorite creators to give me. There's an artist that I'm really looking forward to meeting next month at Fan Expo Dallas. Um, he's an inker that I've loved his work for a long time, and I'm like I'm gonna try to really resist not going in fanboy mode with him. But I got my books already out. I cannot wait to get autographs from him. And it's just I hope he treats me the way other creators that I've really enjoyed their work have treated me. Uh, that's what I want all of y'all to do. I want all of y'all to treat people how you want to be treated. Don't be a rude, smug asshole. Uh, be straight up with people. Be honest with people. And be good because we're all together. I excel at things that you suck at. You and vice versa. We all have traits that we're good at, traits that we're bad at, and that's okay. We're not all perfectly equal when it comes to skill. We're not all perfectly equal when it comes to education or our class, but we're all equal on the fact that we're brothers and sisters in all arenas.
Mm-hmm. Damn. That was deep. Hey man, that's all we have for y'all today. Man, thank y'all for tuning in to the In Your Face show. And we thank y'all
Thank you
for
guys.
the share and Andrew Mangum. Thank you, bro,
Mangum.
for being on here, man. Mangum, will you get what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
keep butchering your name, but I'm gonna talk to you
Dude.
after the show.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you.
All right,
All right. Thank you guys.
peace.